Montclair helps in the fight for a cure.
Renowned comedian Gabriel Iglesias comes to campus.
And the university's new $20 million purchase. All next on Inside MSU. Hello and welcome to Inside MSU. I'm Keegan Kangader.
And I'm Ian Elliott.
Montclair State is home to the largest university-based Relay for Life event in New Jersey. If you were on campus last weekend, you witnessed exactly what that means, as hundreds of students camped out in the cold to raise over $80,000 for the American Cancer Society. Tanja Reiki was there.
Nearly 800 students, faculty, and family members walked through the night to raise funds and support those whose lives have been touched by cancer. Though it was a chilly evening, the event was held outdoors to accommodate the record number of participants. The cold weather caused students to pile on warm clothes, but participants say the relay was a joy to partake in, with food, games, music, and lots of camaraderie. Everyone had their own reason for being there.
Well, I have a family member who had cancer. She's a survivor, but I also have a genetic predisposition for an extremely elevated risk of thyroid cancer, so I want to be involved to help find a cure.
I think all of us have someone we know who's affected, and my step-grandmother has cancer, and she's had cancer for the last 10 years, and one of our really close friends' mother has cancer, and it's like really hard time right now, so we're just trying to come together for them.
The ceremony started with a silent survivors lab and a luminaria ceremony, with each bag having the name of a person who was touched by cancer. We spoke with Marissa Stapleman about the event and what it means to her.
Well, my mom died from cancer when I was 11, so Relay for Life is very important to me. I want to fight back against cancer, and hopefully we'll find a cure one day. I just really appreciate all of the help from everybody, and I think that everyone's really wonderful for coming out. It's such a cold night. As you can see, my breath is coming out white, and I hope that everyone's having a great time. So.
For more information about Relay for Life or to donate, please visit www.relayforlife.com.
Montclair students were treated to an evening of comedy last week, courtesy of the Student Government Association, Campus Rec, and the Village Hall Council. Internationally known comedian Gabriel Iglesias and his crew lit up the stage with over 3 hours of comedy, with topics ranging from weight and dating issues and more. Comedians Martin Moreno, Rick Gutierrez, and Alfred Robles each had their own stand-up routine before Gabriel took the stage for a 2-hour act that brought the audience to their feet. Event coordinator John Aronoff said the show was a sellout and a complete success, and hopes it can be done again next year. Keegan?
Thanks, Ian. Montclair State just bought the last piece of undeveloped land connected to the university. The $20 million purchase is on the west side of Clove Road, just beside the Boonton-Montclair train line. The land was owned by the Ward Trucking Company. Negotiations were completed in early March. The university's current plan is to turn the lot into 700 new parking spaces. While students seem to be happy about the new parking, they're still worried that its location, so far from the main campus, will make it difficult to get to class on time. The new lot will be ready for the fall semester.
With the recently announced tuition increase of over $2,500, the Board of Trustees is holding a hearing this evening before finalizing tuition for the 2012 school year. During the meeting, students will be able to express their feelings about the tuition increases. On this week's Student Views, Inside MSU asked students on campus how these increases will affect their lives.
This week we came down to Student Center RAT to find out how next year's raised tuition prices are going to affect your wallet.
The increase in tuition is going to trickle down to my other expenses. Everything else is going to go down. I guess shopping, partying, going out, books. I'm going to have to find some other way to pay for them.
I had no idea that they were even raising it by $2,000. That's crazy. That's crazy. I mean, that's a lot of money.
I think a lot of people won't even come back to school next year because they can't afford it. More loans and less people living on campus, I guess.
I probably would have to not drive for one and do public transportation because I'm a commuter. I actually pay tuition, so that's really bad. And $2,000. If they're going to raise tuition up $2,000, when I go to these computer labs at 8 o'clock, they should be open.
That's it for this week's Student Views. For Inside MSU, I'm Samantha McAllister.
Need help with tuition costs? Don't miss a great opportunity to earn one of the many scholarships offered at MSU. The Montclair State Alumni Association is recognizing students who maintain high academic standards by offering scholarships to students entering their sophomore or junior year in the fall. All awards are tuition waivers and will be applied to the 2011-2012 academic year. To qualify, students must have at least a 3.5 GPA. The deadline for applications coming up soon on April 29th. Ian?
Thanks, Keegan. I'll be sure to check that out. Montclair State University will be hosting Rachel's Challenge on Monday, April 18th. The event is in memory of Rachel Scott, the first student to be killed at the Columbine high school shootings in 1999. Rachel felt that she had a gift that would allow her to touch the lives of millions of people. Her theory? If one person promotes kindness to someone else, it starts a chain reaction. At the conclusion of the presentation, each member of the audience will be asked to accept Rachel's challenge, which consists of 5 components. Eliminate all prejudice in your life, keep a journal and set goals, be aware of your influences, value the little things in life, and show 5 people that you love how much you appreciate them every week. For more information on the event, contact Jill Pliskanka at pliskankaj@mail.montclair.edu.
Greek Week is in full swing. Elliot Marco has the details.
Montclair's annual Greek Week kicked off Monday as Montclair's fraternities and sororities met with one goal in mind, winning a first-place gold medal. Greek Week consists of a series of competition and events in which Greeks go head-to-head against each other. The individual wins get tallied, and whichever team has the most wins becomes victorious. The winner this year, the fraternity Pike, followed by a close second-place finish by Delta Chi. Nice work, gentlemen. This is Elliot Marco reporting from MSU Live.
Also featured as part of Greek Week, a talent show featuring dancing, singing, and even a step and stroll exhibition. Sigma Delta Tau emerged victorious with an energized performance that included dancing styles from all over the world. Ian?
Thanks, Keegan. Just in time for spring, Greek sorority Mu Sigma Upsilon hosted a fashion show highlighting the trends of the season with all proceeds going to the Relay for Life. The event included selections from outerwear, swimwear, and other styles. Models from various organizations competed in a talent exhibition while showcasing Greek pride. The winners received a trophy, a $100 gift basket, and ultimately bragging rights. Congratulations to Lambda Sigma Upsilon, who came away with the win. Keegan?
Thanks, Ian. Montclair State celebrates faculty authors on April 18th with the 3rd annual University Book Authors Gala from 2:30 to 4:30 in the Sprague Library. The event celebrates all of the professors who have published books in the past year. There will be jazz music, a discussion session with the authors, and refreshments. The entire MSU community is invited to attend. Over to you, Ian.
Thanks, Keegan. Students looking for a little magic in their lives found it at the Cohen Lounge in Dixon Hall last weekend. Giuseppe Cefalo was there.
The crowd was enthusiastic at the comedy magic show sponsored by the Jewish American Studies program here at MSU. The event featured magician Seth Dale and highlighted the contribution that Jewish magicians have made to the art form.
Houdini was one of my biggest influences when I was growing up because part of my nationality is I'm Hungarian. He was a Hungarian immigrant. So he influenced me when I was younger.
Seth then pulled the crowd into a mass hypnosis trick with the use of a spinning wheel.
That usually gets a big round of applause.
His final trick was the perfect combo of magic and comedy with a shocking ending. He had an audience volunteer imitate all he did, while they both hold cups filled with water. The whole theme of the trick was trust. For more information on Seth's upcoming shows, you can visit sethdale.com. For Inside MSU, I'm Giuseppe Cefalo.
Thanks, Giuseppe. Spring fever truly is here. Hundreds of students lined up at the Commuter Lounge earlier in the week to purchase tickets for Spring Bash, or what students jokingly refer to as college prom. Unfortunately, many students left empty-handed. The event is known to sell out every year, and many students camp out in the Student Center overnight to make sure they secure their place at the gala. Transportation to and from the event is provided, and the location is kept secret. The bash sold out about 2 hours after tickets went on sale, leaving many disappointed students on the waiting list. Ian?
Thanks, Keegan. It's been an exciting week in MSU sports. Let's head over to Rob Dickerson with this week's action. Rob?
Thanks, Ian. The softball team extended their winning streak to an amazing 12 games with a win over TCNJ. The Hawks swept their opponents in a doubleheader, shutting TCNJ out in Game 2 with a score of 7-0. Third baseman Dana Amato drove in 5 runs and hit a homer in the winning effort. The men's lacrosse team scored their second straight win yesterday with a last-second victory over Maritime College. The Red Hawks and the Privateers were evenly matched for most of the game, with no team staying on top for more than a few minutes. With the fourth quarter almost at a close, both sides held at 5 points apiece, and the defenses just wouldn't budge. But with a minute left in the game, sophomore Jack Skeels scored on the Maritime team, giving the Hawks the win. Finally in sports, Red Hawk pitcher Sean Hill has been named the NJAC Pitcher of the Week after allowing just 2 hits and no runs in a game against Ramapo College. That's it for This Week in Sports. Go Red Hawks, because we don't just play games, we win them. Now let's head over to Kyle Falcon for This Week in Entertainment. Kyle?
Thanks, Rob. With all the talk of missiles and war going on, it seems only relevant to bring up the missile of sorts that hit Detroit. Charlie Sheen's violent torpedo of truth, defeat is not an option, crashed on the 2nd. The remains of this once-upon-a-time star, fired from his part in lucrative sitcom 2.5 Men and having no realistic movie roles in sight, took to the road touring his mental illness, and things haven't started well. The show presented Sheen doing what he does best lately, talking about himself. The lecture met booing and walkouts from the capacity audience, a series of vulgar heckles, and finally Sheen himself walked off the stage. I'm unsure what could have been expected by the crowd. They got exactly what Sheen had been spewing on any talk show that was willing to have him in recent months. Meanwhile, Source Code, the new action thriller from director Duncan Jones, son of musician David Bowie, hit theaters like a speeding train on Friday, April 1st. The movie instantaneously pulls the viewer in as it begins with Jake Gyllenhaal's character, Captain Coulter Stevens, a former pilot who finds himself involved in a government program that requires him to travel repeatedly back to the same moment in time. Along for the ride are Michelle Monaghan as Stevens' love interest Christina and Jeffrey Wright as an enigmatic scientist. The movie gives Gyllenhaal a chance to recover from his last flop, Prince of Persia, and to prove that he has the ability to play the lead role in an action thriller and do it well. The reviews are great, with media site Rotten Tomatoes labeling it as fresh in its tomato meter, with an overall approval rating of 89%. That's it for This Week in Entertainment. I'm Kyle Falcon, back to you.
Thanks, Kyle. That's all for this week's edition of Inside MSU. I'm Ian Elliott.
And I'm Keaton Kanger. Thanks for watching.